Om Namo Narayanaaya. Om Namo Narayanaaya. Om Namo Narayanaaya. Om Namo Narayanaaya. Respected ardent devotees of Sanatana Dharma, Shruti Mata, Devatas, Gurus, and sincere sadhakas, audience, what a delight it is, what a joy it is, what a sense of fulfillment it is that we are in touch with the truth through the Shastra Dhenam every day. That is the thing, that is the best thing, that is the only thing when done continuously, that total understanding, tuning, sublime knowledge, all of them will dawn in our intellect made subtle through this process. Then only the Sadvastu is seen by us. The relaxation happens. The other relaxation is from that Sadvastu Drushti, the position of entire Asat, which we took as Sat and were got miserable in that. All that thing also is cleared. So such a good best job recommended to us by our Rishis Munis. We are here every day to come. We are here to do. We can congratulate each other and tell to ourselves that we will not give up this beautiful endeavor for any of our personal wrong reasons. Any of the unavoidable, very powerful, terrible problems, prarabdhas come, even then we try our best and we keep our sankalpas and prarthanas again and again to come back onto this path and this track only. Shwethashwathara Upanishad, friends, we are studying 4th chapter. Same thing, that it is only the exclusive Parabrahmanveshana leads to Parabrahmanubhuti, giving us moksha. Therefore, Upanishads, without diverting, talk only about that truth. And this great Upanishad, Shwethashwathara, tireless, it is relentless, kind, compassionate, to give us so many ways of thinking and contemplation. Not only that, the said thing again and again repeated in the very text so many times, giving us the opportunity to know the importance of this Brahma Vidya and know this important Brahma Vidya and then live that Brahma Vidya. So that 4th chapter, that portion we are studying, let us see today's guidance. Before that, our Veda Parayanam, our common sense thought, Mangalacharana Shloka, Sankalpa, Upanishad Mantrocharana, this patient, perseverant sadhanas which we are doing every day is a good opportunity we are giving to ourselves to sustain as sadhakas. Prove to the Rishi Parampara and the Lord that yes, we are inclined to and we are interested in the Adhyatmikata. Seeing this, the more funds of blessings will come from those higher expressions, the divine, the Guru Parampara. They are there always with the khajana of their anugraha, tapashakti, to give to the deserving students, deserving beings. Generally, they don't waste them for the people who are just want to be a bhogis of the world, unless very compelling effort by those bhogis. They'll be more happy and enjoying to give their shaktis or anugrahas to those who are wanting to grow spiritually. So when we prove through these classes regularly that we deserve their blessings, they keep coming. Then higher and greater understandings happen. May it happen to all of us. Let us start. Rigveda, the Navama, Navama, mm, Kandam. Yesterday only we started. Amma, ninth only, no? Yes. Navamandalam. Yeah, from fifth we have to chant. 5, 6, 7, 8, four of them will chant. Invoke the divine grace. Om Athaveda Parayanam Rugvedaha Navamandalam Panchamonuvakat Chaturdonuvakat Panchamonuvakadarabhyam Om Samidho Vishwataspate Pavamano Virajate Prinasprushakanikradat Tanunapat Pavamanah Shrunge Shishano Arshadi Antarikshena Rarajat ईडेन्यः पवमानो रयिर्विराजति मधोर्धाराभिरोजसा बर्हिः प्राचीनमोजसा पवमानः stृणन् हरिः देवेषु देव ईयते उदातैर्जिहते बृहद्वारो देवीर्हिरण्यैः पवमानेन सुष्टुताः सुशिल्पे बृहतीमहि पवमानो वृषण्यते नक्तोषासा न दर्शते उवा देवानुचक्षसा होतारा दैव्याहुवे पवमान इन्द्रो वृषा भारती पवमानस्य सरस्वतीडामहीं हिमन्नो यज्ञमागमन्तिस्रो देवीः सुपेशसः त्वष्टारमग्रजाङ्गोपां पुरोया वानमाहुवे इन्दुरिन्द्रो वृषा हरिः पवमानः प्रजापतिः वनस्पतिं पवमानमध्वासमङ्धि धारया सहस्रवल्शं हरितं भ्राजमानं हिरण्ययम् विश्वे देवाः स्वाहा कृतिं पवमानस्यागत वायुर्बृहस्पतिसूर्योऽग्निरिन्द्रः सजोषसः सिक्स्थ मंत्र ॐ मन्द्रया सोमधारया वृषा पवस्व देवयुः अव्यो वारेष्वस्मयुः अवित्यं मध्यं मदमिन्दविन्द्र इति क्षरा अभिवाजिनो अर्वदः अवित्यं पूर्व्यं मदं सुवानो अर्षपवित्रा अभिवाजमुतश्रवः अनुद्रप्सास इन्दव आपोन प्रवतासरन् पुनाना इन्द्रमाशत यमत्यमिव वाजिनं मृजन्ति योषणो दश वने क्रीडन्तमत्यविम् तं गोभिर्वृषणं रसं मदाय देववीतये सुतंभराय संसृज देवो देवाय धारयेन्द्राय पवते सुतः पयो यदस्य पीपयत आत्मा यज्ञस्य रम्या सुष्वाणः पवते सुतः रत्नं निपाति काव्यम् एवा पुनान इन्द्रयुर्मदं मदिष्ठवीतये गुहाचिद्दधिषे गिरः सेवेंथ वन अश्रुग्रमिन्द्रवः इन्दवः पथा धर्मनृतस्य सुश्रियः विदाना अस्य योजनम् प्रधारामध्वो अग्र्यो महीरपो विगाहते हविर्हविष्युवन्द्यः प्रयुजो वाचो अग्र्या वृषावचक्रदध्वने सद्माभिसत्यो अध्वरः पर्यत्काव्या कविर्नृम्णावसानो हर्षदे स्वर्वाजेसि शासते पवमानो अविस्मृतो विशो राजेव सीदति यदि मृण्वन्ति वेधसः अव्यो वारे परिप्रियो हरिर्वनेषु सीदति रेपो वनुष्यते मदे स वायुमिन्द्रमश्विना साकं मदेन गच्छते रणायो अस्य धर्मभिः आमित्रावरुणा भगं मध्वः भवन्त ऊर्मयः विदाना अस्य शक्मभिः अस्मभ्यं रोदसी रयिं मध्वो वाजस्य सातये श्रवो वसो निसञ्जितम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 3 enough today from 8th tomorrow. Wonderful it is. Narayana. The mood created with this Vedic chanting is so beautiful, so divine, so enchanting. You know, for that matter, any of the Adhyatmika related involvements take us to such a inner feeling of purity, sense of some fulfillment always. Even when you visit a temple or visit a Mahatma or browse through a Shastra even for a page or listen to some bhajana, kirtana, even film song related to the Lord divine, isn't it? So that thing we have to recognize and realize the peace and solace provided immediate by these things, and then we should respect and reverence, revere, and start giving more importance and value to them. Friends, in today's common sense thought, one or two or three Subhashita Vakyas we will see. Maybe I was thinking of taking every day one or two mantras from Subhashitas only. Have to look for if some source is there as our common sense thought. All the while we were just from our mind, Prabhu Kripa, whatever the thoughts Bhagavan was giving, we were discussing that. All of them have the Shastriya authority only. Today, one or two or three things. What? First one, we always have the doubt regarding or not a complete understanding or a question. Ki, what is papa and what is punya? Papa gives dukkha, punya gives sukha. That anyone of us have the knowledge. Everyone. But what is papa? What is punya? Right? Actually, agam is Vedantic definition is na hanyate bhogam vina iti agam. Right? And so, pati kashtan dukkhan iti papam. Like that, there are definitions are there. Punati iti punyam. Like that. The etymological definitions. But the experienced saints simplify karke, they give us simple definitions. So, what is Papa Punya? Only this must keep in mind. Paropakaraha punyaya papaya parapidanam bhavati. So simple. So say this sentence 3 times. Paropakaraha punyaya papaya parapidanam. Paropakaraha punyaya papaya parapidanam. Paropakaraha punyaya papaya parapidanam. So good. Keep this knowledge in the mind. So para upakara punyaya. Punya is what doing upakara. Help to para anything, anybody other than us. So the upakara to others is the dukkha nivrutti of others and giving the sukha to others. That's called upakara. That is called punya. And that is the para. Para means anybody other than ourselves. It can be our own family members. It can be anyone known to us, unknown to us, whoever they are. If we can do little upakara, that is punya. And that gets accumulated and gets accounted for our sukha, higher worlds, etc. This para can be any of the pashu. any of the pakshi, it can be any mruga, any kida, any sarisrupa, even a tree also. Water it, it is an upakara. And give it proper, protection by putting that around it, the fencing, that is a upakara done to that tree. Give manure, that is an upakara. Give a support to it when it is falling down. Danda deke, you know that any of the things done to any of the beings, upakara hai, वो पुण्य होता है. So keep a mind prepared in such a way that how upakara you can do within the resources that we have with ourselves. Isn't it? Para upakara. We have a watch on that. Especially two people, those who are helping us so much, उनको हमें उपकार करना है, प्रत्युपकार. Secondly, those who are in need, to them upakara we should do. Those are in greed and those who don't deserve and those who are because of our emotional attachment and but they don't need it. ऐसे लोगों को उतना वेस्ट करने की जरूरत नहीं है. सिंपल कॉमन सेंस. Now exactly in this way to all the para, whether it is our family members, friends, relatives, any known or unknown human being, even it's a society and an organization, a caste or a religion, a government, a nation, a globe, any of the Panchamahabhutas, all the animals, birds or plants, to any one of them, little of the pida we do, giving them dukkha. Pida kena dukkha, that's called papa. Papaya parapidanam bhavati. So if you do the pida to others, it becomes papa. That pida can be done by speech also, by action also, in a mind, in the thought also, by taking away any of their comforts or happinesses and giving them dukkha. That is called apakara. So let us avoid doing that apakara, which is the papa, and let us do only the upakara, which is punyam. Keep that in mind and avoid getting misery in future. Ensure getting the sukha in future because punya will give sukha, papa will give dukkha. Right? Now in this, one more thing we can add to go to before going to the next one. Key, the idealistic way is what? Even to in apakari, we should do the upakar. That is the highest. अपकार करने वाले को भी उपकार करना is the greater punya. If it is the other way around, because our extreme selfishnesses and arrogances we do to the upakari also we do the apakara. Then that is mahapapa, more destruction. The great upakari was Vibhishana to his own brother Ravana. So he has kicked him out. अपकार किया उनको. So then it is said आयुहीन वयौ लंका जब ते विभीषण छोड़ा. The moment Vibhishana left Lanka, Ravana and Lanka have become ayuhin. Because the one was doing upakara, to him he has done the apakara. See, very sensitive, very important understandings these are. A human mind intellect has to understand these things and behave properly accordingly. अपकारी को उपकार करो करके आदेश है, उपदेश है, तो we do उपकारी को भी अपकार. And parents are our upakari, we do apakara to them only. In that way, so many people who help us, we do the apakara to them. And that apakara, short term lived or long term lived, both we have to avoid. शॉर्ट टर्म लिव्ड अपकार मीन्स अभी डांट कर उनको दुखी करना है ना. छोटे चीज में उनको धोखा देकर वो पैसे जेब में डाल लेना. That's apakara. Temporary, short-lived apakara. A long-lived apakara is what? Harming physically so much that that person cannot recoup, or damaging his properties or name or anything in such a manner that it cannot again be regained. That is called long-lasting apakara. है ना? That cannot be done. So to upakara, short-lived upakara, बस भूख लगी किसी को भोजन दे दिया. कोई पैसे चाहते हैं तो just give some help needed done. So the long-lasting upakaras are you make a house and give them. So it is there for the generations to live. Get somebody a naukari. Pura family is taken care. Put them in some education throughout the life. He will be benefited out of that when you sponsor it. So paropakara punyaya papaya parapedanam. Paropakara punyaya papaya parapedanam. Come what may, we will not do pida to others. As much as possible, we do the upakara only, giving sukha only to others. Think about it. Right from onwards. Now only let us become sensitive about it. In the remaining life, whatever we live, 100 years, 1000 years, if possible, keep on doing upakara and punya only. If not, avoid the apakara and papa. Occasions keep on coming in front of us. Our mind is very cunning. It goes on suggesting. Be mindful about it. Stop listening to mind. Listen only to the Shastras and elders. Okay. One is said. Paropkara punya, papa parapidan. Punya papa ka definition हो गया. Okay. Second one we will see today is what? Hmm. What are the definition of sukha dukkha? How do we get sukha and dukkha in life? Hundreds and times, thousands of things we listen. जो भोग वस्तु हमको चाहते हैं हम, when we get them, then sukha comes to us. Then when the money comes, we think sukha comes to us. So many people whom we love, when they come, we feel that sukha. And same things when they go away, we talk it as the dukkha. These are all general understandings about sukha dukkha. But one another rare, beautiful definition given to us by our Anubhavagya Rishi and Munis, worthy of remembering. Little deeper definition for sukha dukkha. सुभाषित है ये भी बहुत सुंदर है ना. व्हाट दे डिफाइन सुख दुख इज दिस, है ना. सर्वम परवशम दुखम सर्वम आत्मवशम सुखम एतत् विद्यात् समासेन लक्षणम सुख दुःखयोः. दैट्स द टोटल श्लोक. से 3 times. सर्वम परवशम दुखम सर्वम आत्मवशम सुखम. सर्वं परवशं दुःखं सर्वं आत्मवशं सुखं. सर्वं परवशं दुःखं सर्वं आत्मवशं सुखं. In English, dependency is misery. Paravasha. Independence is happiness. Atmavasha. ठीक है ना. Now apply it. Think about it. Let us reduce our dependency for our sukha on the things and beings. If we are depend on them, then we have to dance to their tunes. And because we depend on them, they may or may not provide it to us. Sarvam Paravasham Dukkha. Like India is to depend on every country, small little for every nonsense, small little things. So therefore Dukkha, all Indian money used to go there. We were always in that poverty and all economically bankrupt. Av Atmavasham make in India. When we are doing it now, that dukkha of poverty is slowly getting reduced. We can see now, even we can feel and desire for our nation that in next 20 years, everything that's required especially science and technology and medicine related, all should be produced in India so that we don't depend on other nations who, what do you say, make us dance to their tunes. Very terrible it is. Now see that the situation of their neighboring country, Pakistan, Paravasham, no money, no food, etc. So they want the loan, so they applied, and to sanction the loans, the subtle what conditions that are put and how they are now used to Pakistan, the Pakistan government or military or army by US by allowing the IMF or World Bank to provide the loans. अब नाचना पड़ रहा है. We don't know what will he do. He may make use of the Pakistan only to control Iran and all. क्या क्या होगा. परावशम हो गए ना. दुखम है वो. Isn't it? We were also in that way dependent on IMF etc. so much earlier. Now all of us working, therefore we are in a better position. So for no thing we should depend on any nation in next 10 years time. हम खुद ही ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेस से लेकर every of the products we have to produce here only and send to other nations. And whichever we are not able to produce, let us not have desire for it. That's better. I'm just talking at the whole national level. You can extend it to the global level also. You can think at the individual level also. I myself, you yourself. No dukkha if you want to be like that. No paravasha. Okay. From the Vedanta spiritual standpoint, the para are Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasagandha and para are our all upadhis. उनके वश में आ जाओगे then दुखम only. Atmavasham sukham. If you are independent on your own, whatever you want, you work and get it. If you are not able to work, drop the want. But for the sake of want, don't depend on others and become victimized with the dukkha. Sarvam paravasham dukkham, independency is misery. Sarvam atmavasham sukham, independency is happiness. So mainly we are at the mind level seeking the emotional securities, etc. We become paravasha. That's called bigger samsara. Right? Intellectually, we depend on others. Physically, we depend on others for physical needs. More than these two, most of us Indians mentally attached and dependent on others. Thus, it becomes so much dukkha to us. Paravasham dukkha. Isn't it? Both. Either we want some emotional security from them or we are attached to someone whom we want to see they are happy. Right? We want to see them happy is a noble thought. But if they are not happy, I am miserable need not be the thought. The kindness, the compassion aspects are different, which the saints and sages have. Like when we suffer, our Guru has compassion for us. He doesn't suffer. He Atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna. Sukham va idiva dukkham means what? He just feels that if I am in that state of misery, how it looks like. So he is suffering, so let me help out. In that way, that sloka and that explanation, that never means that we become miserable because of others becoming miserable. We have to help them how to come out, but we should not condition ourselves कि तू सुखी है तभी मैं सुखी रहूंगा. ना ना, then he will become miserable to make us miserable. भाड़ में जाओ दुनिया. I am deciding to be happy. ऐसा होना चाहिए. Don't depend on anyone. Emotionally mainly. Either expecting from them that emotional comforts are things, बहुत भयंकर होता है वो जीवन. People play with our emotions and blackmail us, etc., etc. Arjuna was that way, emotionally only attached to Bhishma. Drona almost was to give up his dharma. Thank God to him, Bhagavan Krishna was there to set him right in the right thinking, right decisions. So, Sarvam Paravasham Dukkham, Sarvam Atmavasham Sukham. Isn't it? इसको फिर in a big way, in a correct way, you have to understand. So it doesn't mean सर्वम आत्मवशम सुखम means what? All दाल चावल सब्जी जो चाहिए कि मैं खुद ही उगाऊं. No, you can't do like that everything. कि तुम्हारे घर में करंट का काम तुम ही कर रहे हो, प्लम्बिंग का काम खुद ही कर रहे हो, व्हाइट वॉशिंग खुद कर रहे हो. That is not the meaning. You get the work done from them, but the money you should earn by yourself. Don't ask the money from others. Physical works, everything we can't do, isn't it? Even if they are of our own life, at one age तो बहुत कम मुश्किल ही होता है. हाँ, one always option is there to reduce the needs and wants. Then we need not work. ये तो हो ही जाता है. बट कुछ कुछ चीजें तो जितना भी ओल्ड हो गए हम, भोजन तो चाहिए, नहाना तो चाहिए, घर का सफाई तो चाहिए, कपड़े तो धोना तो चाहिए. So you anyway need others. So you pay them. That's the meaning of paravasham nahi hona, atmavasham rehna. But before that, when we are intact, when we are healthy, try to be more and more independent, not depend on any things or beings. Reduce our wants is better than increase them and becoming slave to others. So second thought is this one. First one was paropakaraha punyaya papaya parapidanam, and this one is sarvam paravasham dukkham sarvam atmavasham sukham. You know. Third one is good one. You all have heard it many times, quoted here and in many other classes. What is that? About the bandha moksha. How, what do you call as bondage? What is it called as liberation? And who is the one cause of our bondage and liberation? Good, interesting. The shloka is again found in many of the shastras. It is there. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. Mana eva manushyanam bandha mokshayoho karanam. Mana eva, mind alone, manushyanam, for all beings, karanam, cause, for bandha, bondage, moksha, liberation. So which mind is cause of bondage, which mind is cause of moksha is bandhaya vishaya saktam, mokshaya nirvishayam smrutam. That's the main sentence. बंधाय विषयासक्तं मोक्षाय निर्विषयं स्मृतं बंधाय विषयासक्तं मोक्षाय निर्विषयं स्मृतं. So that mind which is asakta in vishayas, remember it is cause of bondage. Bondage is equal to misery. बंधाय विषय जितना हो सके उतना from our mind विषय आसक्ति we have to reduce. That is a greater solution than having so many asaktis, so many things, and then inability to procure them, and that's regrets or the sense of unfulfillments, frustrations, miseries, disappointments. Why so many? मुझे चाहिए नहीं. विषय आसक्ति को छोड़ दो तो दुखी हो ही नहीं सकते, बॉन्डेज में आ ही नहीं सकते. So nirvishayam manaha mokshaya karanam विषयासक्तम मनः बंधाय कारणम. देख लो, simple, but then in one sentence only, how our great masters have given us so much of the wisdom to live a better life. You can't afford to suffer. We should not suffer. We are not here to suffer. We have to have all the curative and preventive therapies for all our dukkha prepared, ready in our understandings. All is wisdom. Wisdom and applied wisdom. ज्ञान और ज्ञान को अप्लाई करो, सारे दुख दूर हो जाते. सो बंधाय विषयासक्तम मनः कारणं भवति. देन मनः Nirvishayam manaha mokshaya karanam bhavati iti smritam. Think about it more and more. Okay, 3 we have seen, 4 we thought. Many are there. One more we'll just hint it at, leave it to your more discussion or study. The fourth one is उद्यमेन हि सिद्ध्यन्ति कार्याणि न मनोरथैः न हि सुप्तस्य सिंहस्य प्रविशन्ति मुखे मृगाः. So a lion sleeping, the deers won't come into its mouth asking to eat. बेटा तुम बहुत भूखे हो, हमारे शेर जी जंगल के राजा, आप भूखे हो, चलो हम खुद ही आपके आते हैं, यू ईट अस. ऐसा नहीं आते डियर्स. This lion has to hunt even though it is king of the jungle. अपना भूख मिटाना उसको करना ही पड़ता है उद्यम. So कार्याणि means great goals, aims, visions, ambitions, whatever we put in our life, which we have to have as a human being. We cannot be a buffalo of having no goal at all. So when we have those goals that are given and also the kartavyas that are given, goals taken, kartavyas given, they siddhyanti udyamena. Only by hard work and effort, diligent, with all wisdom, that the karya siddhi will happen. And na manorataihi, not by just having the sankalpa in the mind ki I have to succeed in this or that, I have to achieve this or that goal. बस मनोरथ करने से मात्र से सिद्धि नहीं होती है. कार्याणि मनोरथैः न सिद्ध्यन्ति, कार्याणि उद्यमेन एव हि सिद्ध्यन्ति. The successes, the achievements happen of fulfilling our duties and achieving our goals. Happens only when we do the udyama, when we do parishram. Not by just having manoratha and getting relaxed. Continuous, constant. And you and I have, what is our karya? Paramatma prapti. Spiritual people we are. Our karya is that, our lakshya also is that. So let us do the udyama of being regular to our classes, being regular to our swadhyaya, being regular to our meditation, all of them. Nirantara parishrama, nirantara udyama. Okay. So this is how in beautiful way, short and sweet quotes our elders have given. We being भारतीय हमको ये कोटेशन संस्कृत भाषा में भरपूर मजा देते हैं. Because in Sanskrit Bhasha is such one that word sentence remains one, it gives us different levels of what you call explanations or understandings. Like now we saw Udyamena Siddhyanti. This is applicable to every of the goal in the world, so to Adhyatmika Lakshya. The earlier ones also. मन एव मनुष्याणां कारणं बन्धमोक्षयो बन्धाय विषयासक्तं मोक्षाय निर्विषयं स्मृतम. That is applicable in the worldly case, spiritual also. है ना. सर्वं परवशं दुःखं सर्वम् आत्मवशं सुखम् एतद् विद्यात् समासेन लक्षणं सुख दुःखयोः. So to paropakaraha punyaya papaya parapidana. 4 we have said. Plenty are there. Some other day, some more we take. Right, friends? Thanks to all the Mahatmas who have given us these one-liner guidances, which are really soothing, very encouraging, inspiring, more than all, very useful if you have the art of using them. Now let's do our Mangalacharana Slokadi. Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. ओम यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याता सर्ववेदान्ता सच्चास्त्राः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ भव एव भवानिति मे नितराम् समजायत चेतसि कौतुकिता मम वारय मोह महाजलधिं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्तिविश्व आध्यात्मिकप्रगत्यर्थं सनातनधर्मसंस्थापकानां निरन्तर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादिमन्दिरादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरन्तरशास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रुनिर्मूलनपूर्वक वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्षपुरुषार्थानां सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारम् अव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्। ओम अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः। Can we chant the mantras starting from which one we have sung yesterday? 17, na? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. ॐ यदा तमस्तन्न दिवानरात्रिः न सन्न चासन् शिव एव केवलः तदक्षरं तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं प्रज्ञा च तस्मात् प्रसृता पुराणे नैनमूर्ध्वं न तिर्यं च न मध्ये परिजग्रभत न तस्य प्रतिमा अस्ति यस्य नाम महद् यशः न सन्दृशे तिष्ठति रूपमस्य न चक्षुषा पश्यति कश्चनैनं हृदि स्तं मनसा य एनम् एवं विदुरमृतास्ते भवन्ते अजात इत्येवं कश्चित् वीरुः प्रपद्यते रुद्रयत्रे दक्षिणं मुखं तेन मां पाहि नित्यं मानस्तोके तनये मान आयुषि मानो गोषु मानो अश्वेषु रीरिषः वीरान्मानो रुद्रभामितो वधीः हविष्मन्तः सदमित्वा हवामहे। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Friends, we have to do the 14th mantra with Sambandha Bhashya, Shloka Bhashya. Focus on that. See how maximum we can grasp from it and see how much of it is appealing to us and how much of it we make it practical. The Sambandha Bhashya is what? Paramatma Jnana se Shanti Prapti evam Bandhana Nashaka Punaha Upadesha. The very Upadesha kind Sandesha is given, suggestion is given that the liberation from all the bondages as well as obtaining of the supreme peace will happen when we have the Parama Atma Jnana. Parama Atma, we are already, but we have to have the Jnana of that, the experiential Jnana. Then there is Sarva Dukkha Nivrutti, Parama Shanti also. Sambandha Bhashya mein Bhagwan Shankar ji has given, so beautiful. He says, Parasya ati sukshmatvam. That Parasya, the Paramatma, is atyanta sukshma. He is not sthula like any object that we can see him through any of the sense organs and say it is so and so. Sukshma ati sukshma it is. Atyanta sukshma. है ना? The sukshmata of this Paramatma is such that only with the sukshma buddhi it can be seen, not with any of the outer apparatus. Like, any microbe level of organisms, to see that we have the microscope. So, too, when a distant object we have to see, there is a telescope, isn't it? What is the scope to see this Atyanta Sukshma Paramatma? It is Atyanta Sukshma Buddhi, isn't it? Like that, in many of the arts and literature and science, scientists के लिए भी what they want need is Sukshma Buddhi only to break, to what is called, find that breakthrough in understanding those sublime principles. Isn't it? Right now, our buddhi is so gross and sthula that वो सोचता ही नहीं है, that only listens what our senses and mind say. है ना? Isn't it? The mind said, go to the class, we came. One day. Other day, mind says, don't go, we don't come. अरे दिमाग है कि नहीं? Why you have to come should think also, no? If with intellect you understand that when I go to class, that day also I am reminded of the Paramatma as the goal, which is very essential. If this intellectual conviction is there, then that day when the mind says don't go, we will not listen to the mind. We will not give chance to the mind only. This is called Sukshma Buddhi. So, Paramatmanaha Sukshmatvam. Okay, Parasya Ati Sukshmatvam. First point is about Paramatma Sukshmatva. Second is Jagat Chakre Sakshittvena Avastitvam. In that entire Jagat Chakra, he is there as a Sakshi only. He is not involved in it by himself to get lost in it. He is only a Sakshi. For all that Jagat Chakra of Srishti Sthiti Laya, again Srishti Sthiti Laya, isko Jagat Chakra कहते हैं. When all of that is happening, he is only Sakshi. The other aspect of the Vedanta is that Srishti Sthiti Laya happening from the absolute standpoint, not happening, but from the relative standpoint, it is happening. That is why the Jagat is called Mithya. Mithya means absolutely you cannot define that it is there or it is not there. That's called Mithya. है ना? You cannot say that it is not there because you are experiencing. So we cannot say it is there because it is not independent. Anything which is dependent cannot be said to be real. It is dependent on the substratum. It is not independent, the Jagat. Therefore, ये है या नहीं दोनों नहीं कह सकते हैं, इसलिए इसको मिथ्या कहते हैं. So to that Jagat, he is only Sakshi. Paramatma is first, Atyanta Sukshma. Second is for the Jagat Chakra, he is a Sakshi. And that Paramatma is there in our heart, we have to realize him. Don't forget it. Third point is, Nikhila Jagat Srashtrutvam. He is again, with his own Maya Shakti Sankalpa, he is the Srashta of the Jagat. Now here, why we have to say the Paramatma is the Srashta? When we said earlier Sakshi, how क्यों Srashta बन रहे? Sakshi is from his own standpoint. Srashtrutva from the Jagat standpoint. Because to the Jagat or to the Jivas, the creating ability is, what do you say, is credited to them. then they become licentious. Then the Paramatma's Paramatmatva will be questioned or doubted or disturbed. इसलिए हमें ये मानना पड़ता है कि सृष्टि परमात्मा का ही रचना, आपका और मेरा रचना नहीं है. इस नतीजे पे पहुंचने के लिए we say that the jagat srashtutva is for of the Lord. And for that, all the Shastras are Pramana. Saikshan Chakre Tat Sruštva Tadevanu Pravishad. All of those Upanishad mantras have given us the clarity. So, Vedanta में क्या है ना, relative way what we see, for that also there is answer. Absolutely what we have to see, for that also there is answer. At the absolute level, Ekameva Brahman alone is there. Creation is never there. Then there is no attribute to the Lord that He is a creator, etc. It is an absolute standpoint. याद रखो, absolute final stand. But in the relative standpoint, where we are seeing, perceiving this world so realistically, क्या क्या नहीं हो रहा है इस दुनिया में, known things some, not known to us many. दूसरे है ना, सूर्य मंडलों में क्या हो रहा है, we don't know. समुद्र के भीतर क्या आ रहा है, we don't know. पृथ्वी के अंदर क्या हो रहा है, we don't know. घने जंगल में क्या आ रहा है, we don't know. But things are going on happening. And some of them we know जो हो रहा है. So who is the one who is doing all of that is again Ishvara. Therefore, Srashtutva means Sthiti and Laya all. Yesterday we saw beautifully in our Praudhanubhuti, the last but one shloka. Today we'll conclude it. So third one is Jagat Srashtutvam. Fourth one is Sarvatmakatvam. See, for a microbe in its all personality layers, from that onwards to a macro, an Ishvara with all his infinite powers. To both of them, micro se macro tak. The Atma is Paramatma, only without whom none of them nor their faculties can exist. Yad rakhna, I am an individual. For me, the Atma is Paramatma. And I have Upadhis. For these Upadhis also the Atma is Paramatma, the self of them. So Sarva Atmatva. Like when you say golden idol, if it is say let us idol of Krishna. So in Krishna Murti, all the forms, Krishna का मुकुट कहिएगा, उनके आभूषण कहिए, उनके हाथ और पैर और वस्त्र और उंगलियां, every part of him is permeated by the gold or not. If he is standing next to the cow, that cow also permeated by the gold. That cow's horns, if it has got the tail, the legs, the body part, head, Shara. In that way, Sarva Atmatva. Sarva Atmatva. As we told you, if you remember, some 12-13 days back, Paramatma is Atma of all. Means what? One way is what? Like if I say the Lord is myself, one way is in the core of my Vijnanamaya Kosha, He is there. That in the core of the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the Paramatma is there is to tell us the technique to discover Him, to realize Him. That is the meaning of Paramatma, mere Atma hai, mere Hriday mein. But otherwise, whatever otherwise I call as Atma, for me, whether it is Stula Sharira, every part of the Sharira, इसका भी आत्मा परमात्मा ही है. Every cell of my body, मानो there are 2 crore cells in my body. Every cell का आत्मा परमात्मा. Every part we have inside for that. So too Indriyas I have. Indriya Shakti I have. Mana I have. Prana I have. In सबका भी आत्मा परमात्मा. That is the meaning of Sarvatmatva. Because minus the existence, thing itself doesn't exist. The thing doesn't exist, its part also doesn't exist. अब thing ही नहीं है तो part कैसा रहेगा? Every part exists because of existence. Every micro aspect of the part exists because of existence. That existence is Paramatma. Therefore, he has to be the Atma. Have everything. Like to my speech, he is the Atma. The speaking ability, he is an Atma. Whatever speech I speak, for that also is Atma. Because without him, the speaking ability is not there, the expression of the speech is not there. इस तरह से सर्वात्मत्वम देन तथा तत् तादात्म्य तादात्म्यात् तत् तादात्म्यात् मीन्स तत् तादात्म्य tat tat atmya means that is me, the self. Jnanat. When this jnana dawns in us, then what will happen? Mukti cha, the liberation. Okay. Tat तादात्म्य तादात्म्यात जनानां मुक्तिश्चैति एतत् these four aspects बहुशः अधस्तात् प्रतिपादितम् in the earlier mantras, in the earlier what you call chapters, in other earlier Upanishads. Bahushaha means bahuprakaraihi, in many ways, many times, even though it was pratipaditam, spoken and explained and established again and again, again and again. Yadyapi tatapi, even then, buddhi saukaryartham punarapyaha. For the saukarya, for the sake of convenience for the buddhi, again Bhagavan said, or the Shruti Mata said, or Shwethashwathara she said the same thing. Buddhi saukaryartham punarapyaha. Buddhi saukarya means for the convenience of the buddhi to be able to understand because anything. So, इस तरह से in this shloka, these things are said. Paramatma is atyanta sukshma, jagat chakra sakshi, then Nikhila Jagat Sashrutva, then Sarvatmakatva. Four are the things about Paramatma told. Fifth is when we have the Tadatmya with that Paramatma, Mukti. Atyanta Sukshma, Jagat Chakra, Sakshitva, Nikhila Jagat Srashtrutva, then Sarva Atmakatva. Then Tadatma Jnanat Moksha. These are the five things very essentially to be known about Paramatma and Jagat Sambandha, Paramatma and Jiva Sambandha, and Jiva's Bandha Moksha Sambandha. This is what is spoken in all Shastras. Repeatedly, here also बुद्धि सौकर्य के लिए ये ऋषि भी और एक बार कह रहे हैं. So, let us study that mantra now and see the Bhashyartha. Mantra two times. Om Sukshmati Sukshmam Kalilasya Madhye Vishwasya Srashtaramανeka Rupam Vishwasyaitam Pariveshtitaram Jnatva Shivam Shantimatyantameti. Again. Sukshmati Sukshmam Kalilasya Madhye विश्वस्य स्रष्टारमनेकरूपं विश्वस्यैकं परिवेष्टितारं ज्ञात्वा शिवं शान्तिमत्यन्तमेति. शब्दार्थ of this mantra. Paramatma is what? Sukshma ati sukshma. Sukshma ati sukshma. Sukshma se bhi sukshma. Subtler than the subtlest. One meaning or one explanation about Paramatma, subtler than the subtlest. Second one, Kalilasya Madhye. He is there in the amidst, in between, central of Kalila. Kalila is the whole world. Kalila is in the world. Whatever confusions are there, and whatever the causes of that confusions are there, he is there, Madhya of them. Here the meaning of the Madhya is both. He is there as support and substratum for them. Second is, he is hidden behind them. Kalilasya Madhya. He is the support. Even if somebody is a criminal, he'll have to exist first of all. In that pure existence, there is no criminality, nor there is any sainthood. But on the basis of that existence only, somebody's buddhi is criminal, somebody's buddhi is noble. but he has to be there. Kalilasya Madhye means in the center of every Kalila, every confusion, supporting them, and we are caught up in that confusion. Therefore, we are not able to see him. Therefore, he is as if hiding behind this Kalila. He is not hiding. We are this side of that Kalila. For us, that world is hidden. That Paramatma is hidden. Sorry. That is the meaning of Kalila ke madhyame. What is the meaning of Kalila? When we see the Bhashya, we will see more detail. So Sukshmate Sukshmam 1. Kalilasya madhye 2. Third one is what? Vishwasya Srashtaram. So Vishwa means world also. Vishwa also means Sarva. So in the world for everything, he is the Srashta. And logic is what? Before the Srishti is made, he alone was there. And we have to be very subtle intellectually to catch it. The whole world is coming, going continuously. Therefore, it must come from somebody and must go back to somebody. And that must be neither coming nor going. Him we call him as Paramatma. From that Paramatma, everything is projected or created. Vishwasya Srashtaram. Okay. Then Aneka Rupam. He alone is in the root of everything in this universe. So these two things, if somebody is trying to resolve or trying to understand, that breakthrough happens to that person in his understanding. How can somebody is the creator as well as the one with all the forms? वही विश्व से सृष्टा है एंड उन्हीं के सारे रूप है. कैसे हो सकते हैं? Only when all the rupas are just projected on him, and that projection is called as Srishti. Okay. Therefore, Bhagavan has created the world means what? He himself have taken Aneka Rupa with his Maya Shakti. That's why everywhere that Paramatma Tattva only. But our drushti is so much. And the continuously changing Rupa Nama that we are not able to see that substratum, which is Sukshmate Sukshma. So Sukshmate Sukshmam Kalilasya Madhye Vishwasya Srashtaram Aneka Rupam. Four topics, four words are explained. Fifth one is what? Vishwasya Ekam Pariveshtitaram. बहुत सुंदर बात है. पूरा विश्व का ये एक ही परिवेष्टिता है. परिवेष्टिता मीन ही इज कवरिंग, आच्छादित. सारे जगत का वो व्याप्त है. परिवेष्ट. जैसे यू आर इन ए मैरिज फंक्शन, तो ऊपर टेंट लगा है, तो द टेंट इज डूइंग द परिवेष्टनम ऑफ ऑल ऑफ अस. इट इज हाइडिंग अस और प्रोटेक्टिंग अस, और इट इज encompassing us. It is shielding us. It is containing us in it. That is called pariveshtanam, sarva vyapana. Like the walls of my house are doing pariveshtanam for me. पूरी तरह permeated है. उसी तरह to this whole Vishwa is the pariveshtitaram. Okay. And Shivam is most. Shiva means Mangala Swarupa, Shanta Swarupa, Sukha Swarupa, Ananda Swarupa. To that Paramatma, Jnatva, when one realizes as oneself, Shantim Atyantam Eti. Such person gets the peace which is again never ending. Antam Atitya Shanti. Antam means end, Atitya means transcending. Transcending the end means endless. Peace one experiences. So Pada Artha we have seen with Bhashya very precisely only Bhagavan has given us. Let us see it. Sukshmam iti. Sukshma iti means the Sukshma ati Sukshma mantra I am explaining to you. Bhashyakara says. Now his explanation. He says, पृथिव्यादि अव्याकृतांतम उत्तरोत्तरम सूक्ष्म सूक्ष्म तरतम तर सूक्ष्मतरम अपेक्ष्य ईश्वरस्य तदपेक्षया सूक्ष्मतमत्वम आह सूक्ष्माते सूक्ष्म इति. फर्स्ट वर्ड इज एक्सप्लेन. पृथ्वी से लेकर अव्याकृत तक they are, the next one is sukshma to the earlier one. So in that way, in this list of the things, atyanta sukshma is avyakrita. So Bhagavan is sukshma than that sukshma avyakta, avyakrita, mula, prakriti. Therefore, it's called as sukshmati sukshma. So we know the prithvi, stula, jala, sukshma, jala, stula, agni, sukshma. Agni is stula, vayu is sukshma, vayu is stula, akasha is sukshma. Akasha is stula, the mana is sukshma, mana is stula, buddhi is sukshma. Buddhi is also stula, mula prakriti is sukshma. That prakriti also is stula, उस सूक्ष्माति सूक्ष्म प्रकृति से भी सूक्ष्म is this Paramatma. That's the meaning of सूक्ष्माति सूक्ष्म. So to Kalilasya madhye pariveshchitaram. Kalilasya means avidya tat karyatmaka durgasya gahanasya madhye. You know, he is hidden from our cognition because he is now covered by our own value given to avidya and its karya. So avidya and tatkarya is called as kalila. We are lost in it always. Therefore, he is hidden behind that kalila, not perceptible to us. So that avidya and tatkarya, when we remove, then the Paramatma is unraveled, is revealed. When we realize him, then Shanti Matyantam. उसका भगवान कहते हैं इट्स ऑलरेडी सेड शेषम व्याकृतम और व्याख्यातम इन द अर्लियर sir chapter, maybe in the 7th mantra or so, the last two lines are explained. We will study them. Right, friends? Come tomorrow, we will feel once more the meaning of the beautiful mantra through Bhashya and become more desirous to realize that self, thereby permanently get liberated from all ashanti, bandhana, and dukkha. Thank you. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो परमर्षिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुति मात्रे नमः तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Thank you for your patience. See you. Come to study Gita for some time.